morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Tuesday, August the 11th. I've got an old friend, Joy Sweeney, with us here. I didn't to mean that you were old.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
Joy is representing Council for a Drug-Free Youth, and you brought somebody else along who's worn many hats, but now she's with you, right?
Yes, I brought Laura Morris here with me today.
Good to have you, Laura. Good to have you here.
She's our new project coordinator, and we're very excited to have her on board.
Yeah. Tell us then, it's been a little while since you've been here. Tell us what Council for Drug-Free Youth is all about.
Well, Council for Drug-Free Youth is primarily focused, and we've recently transitioned within the last 10 months, we've transitioned from a program-serving organization that provides programs for youth in schools to a community-wide coalition that is working toward addressing behavioral change and attitudinal change towards substance abuse. Mm-hmm. We can teach the children all day long, but if the community doesn't support the teachings, then as they get older, they'll be like, oh, it's not really that big a deal if we drink. You know, there's not that many people that think drinking is bad. Or society teaches them that marijuana is a medicine, and it's not that big a deal if we smoke a little pot. Everybody's doing it. Or, you know what, prescription drugs are legal and they're safe and they're provided by doctors, so what difference does it make if we take somebody else's prescription drugs? If those messages aren't taught by the adults in the community and by the community as a whole, then the kids lose sight of the information that they're provided at a young age from us. And so we need to be a community-wide coalition. We need to involve churches and doctors and schools and all of the other organizations, and primarily our parents.
Because if you teach the kids one thing, but then they see the parents doing just the opposite, which way are they going to go?
Absolutely.
Right, and that happens a lot.
Now, the modeling that they see in the home those are the lessons they learn. Those are the long-time lessons that they guide their life.
It's to the point that you have to reach out to the parents, and that's what you're trying to do by making this a community-wide coalition.
Absolutely, Paul.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In the years that you have been with this, Joy, and I know, Laura, you've been involved with it, even though you just now became part of the organization.
Yeah.
In your own words, what is the biggest problem that you see?
Well, I'll let Laura go ahead and tell me from your perspective.
I think there's a couple, but right now, and this is, people think of like heroin, or they think of, and prescription drugs are really bad right now. Meth is bad, but it's really the fundamentals like alcohol and marijuana that people believe to be more innocent than the rest, but it's so prevalent that it's happening everywhere, and so it kind of, I think people don't notice it as much. They concentrate on the big.
Do you think that is a bigger problem than the heroin and meth?
Percentage-wise, yes.
Percentage-wise, it is. But as far as the addiction, would you say?
Well,
you're gritting your teeth. Okay, tell me.
Well, because here's the deal. When we talk to our youth, or when we do surveys, the Missouri Student Survey comes out every year, about 74% of teens say that they have a friend who has drank alcohol at some point in time in their life. The percentage of students that have used prescription drug or done heroin are less than 10%. So the numbers of students that are drinking or using marijuana are much higher. And even the numbers of using alcohol are significantly higher than marijuana. And when we tell the kids these numbers, they're like, oh no, that can't be true. I know more people that are doing marijuana, that are smoking pot, than this low percentage. But it's still about 30% of kids are smoking pot.
And the thing, we've talked about this before. When you start drinking at a very young age, it rewires your brain.
Absolutely.
It rewires the brain. So you've got the brain rewired at, say, 10, 11, 12 years old, And it's hard to break that when you get older. And
Yeah.
you'd say, some people might be listening and say, kids get 10 or 12 years old aren't drinking, but they are.
Oh,
Well, yeah, and the average age of onset for alcohol is 13. I don't know if it's 13.3. It's 13 point something, but it's 13. That means that's average. And we all know that some kids don't start drinking till they're 16, 17. Some people wait till they're 21. So if the average age of onset is 13, that means kiddos are drinking before 13.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the
So if you're
average wouldn't be that
8 or
low.
9 years of age, that brain is still forming, and you are definitely doing a hard rewire on it.
Well,
And-
until the age
yeah.
of 21, they have twice the chance of becoming addicted to it. And that's why 21 is the age level. Your brain is not even ready for these substances or the changes that it will impair. So,
If people listening to us want to get involved with your organization, now you're primarily in Jefferson City, correct?
We are, but we
But
spread
what
out
about
all
Columbia?
over. We spread out all over mid-Missouri. There's another organization in Columbia that addresses more youth. It's a youth-focused group. But we will come to Columbia. We've been to Kingdom City. We go to Eugene. We'll go to California, Missouri. We go all over mid-Missouri, really all the way down to Camdenton with programs and things like that. So it's not like we're going to limit ourselves
To just Jefferson
to
City.
just Jefferson City.
So
We
how
wanna
do
help.
people get in touch with you? Are you looking for volunteers?
Always
Always.
looking for volunteers. Thanks, Laura.
How do people get in touch with you to volunteer if they would like to volunteer?
Well, they can, of course, call us at 573-636-2411, or they can go to our website at www.jccdfy.org. And I know that sounds like alphabet soup, but it's JC for Jefferson City, and then CDFY is Council Drug Free Youth.
.org.
.org, yes.
And as far as volunteering, what are you asking people to do? What are you looking for?
Well, we've asked people to help us just provide feedback. We've asked people to reach out into the community for resources. We just had an ice cream social in August, and we needed ice cream, we needed ice, we needed soda, we needed forks, hot dogs, cakes. We needed to go out and reach out and to get all those donations into the community so that we could actually get some revenue from the ice cream social. If we had to spend money to get all those things, and most of the things were donated by community members.
Okay. All right. The website again is?
www.jccdfy.org.
Okay. Thank you, Joy and Laura. It's a pleasure having you here. Please come back again.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
All right.
Yeah.
It's we're out of time for today. Tomorrow, Moms Clean Air Force. Our program directed by Travis McMillan. Reynolds Journalism Institute. Audio is Pat Akers from KBIA. Our assistant producer and guest coordinator is Uncle James Mauser. Drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu.